before the end of the month. And as we wind down learning session for 2025, we expect that we don't just give up, right? Thank you so much, everyone. So you heard it. End of the year, I know we've all been saying it on the community, which is our end of the year party. I don't know if you register, just thumbs up for me. Let me know so that I can know how I'm excited. I'm going to talk about this end of the year thing for everyone. Just give me a thumbs up. Or if you're looking at registering very, very soon, please just thumbs up. So let me see who are ready for our end of the year. Don't forget, it's our first end of the year's party. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you, Kehinde. Thank you. So we still want more people to join us. Please, let's join. The registration is already open, and then we have limited slots. We also mentioned in the flyer that is in Ikeja here, central for everybody. I know some people in the group were saying, oh, island, oh, it's always mainland, it's always mainland. However, we also need to be considered because Ikeja is even central for a lot of things. And so we will be moving to, the registration link is already there. The QR is also there as well. We can start registration. And if you need somebody to tag, Prince is there. He can afford to pay for 2 more people. Please run to his DM. He's a man of timber and caliber. You know, we have other people that can also pay for you, you know. So please, let's do the registration. Registration is just 15,000. Chinkily money, right? So we expect that, just expect a lot of foreign. If you witness the if you are in our 8th anniversary, this is going to be another round. Please participate. Let's unwind. We've had a whole year of doing work Mondays, Fridays, Saturday. Everybody's working. What about just relax, release your hair, and enjoy every other thing? Trust me, you don't want to miss this session. So now, before we dive into the sessions, let's do a quick reminder of ourselves, of what we stand for as Association of Elite Human Resource Professional. At AHRP, our community is guided by strong foundations of our core values, which are credibility, authenticity, responsibility, resilience, integrity, empathy, and agility. These values not just shape us, but it also lead us into how we lead, connect, and transform the world of work. And our mission is equally inspiring, creating value. Sorry, our vision is to be the go-to source of competent. Okay, I will go with the mission first. Thank you. And our mission, okay, sorry, vision first. Our vision is clear and compelling, to be the go-to source of competent human resource professionals who redefine the practice. And our mission is equally inspiring, creating values for human resource professionals and organizations through coaching, mentoring, and research-based learning and capacity development programs. In pursuit of this mission, AHRP stands for two cardinal mandates, which is to bridge the communal gap that exists between human resource professionals of different cadres, and also to serve as a platform for learning, capacity development, knowledge acquisition, and experience sharing. It is solid. It is on this solid foundation that these sessions like today are built on, to equip and empower and elevate every HR professionals who connect with AEHRP. Okay, so now to the business of the day. Now we have the privilege to have our own very, I don't know how to loud this more than this, our very own distinguished scholar and our very own global president of AHRP, Dr. Michael Ogu, definitely come talk about today's topic, which is strategies for preventing career obsolescence I mean, it's very, 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 this topic is, like I said earlier, is very, very important. And then we need to know how we can ensure that we are not just occupying role, rather we are transforming. As the business is transforming, as things are moving, AI disruption and all of that skills demand, we are up on it. We are moving as it is moving. Okay, also this session is approved for 3 general recertifications unit by HRCI. So for those of us tracking our credits, please don't forget you need to request for your request for the certificate at the end of the session, and it's always 48 hours. Once it's past 48 hours, please, we cannot give you, it shows that you were not in the session as well. So Dr. Ogu's presentation will be for 60 minutes, after which we have 30 minutes for questions, answers. Feel free to also raise up your hand if you have questions at the end of the session. We always don't want us to interrupt the session. I mean, it's sometimes disrupt the flow, right? So you allow the facilitator to finish so that at the end of the 60 minutes, we can then ask questions, raise up your hands, and then we can treat them. So let's play Dr. Zogu's profile. Thank you.
Introducing Dr. Michael Ogu. Dr. Michael Ogu is a seasoned HR leader, learning and development expert, and career management coach with over 18 years of multidisciplinary, multicultural, and multisectoral experience spanning diverse industries and markets. He currently serves as the Chief Human Resources Officer at Canary Point Holding Limited, where he leverages his expertise in talent management, behavioural change, and executive coaching to drive organisational growth and transformation. His academic background includes a bachelor's in chemical engineering, a master's in public and international affairs, and a PhD in leadership and talent development, reflecting his strong commitment to professional excellence. A respected thought leader and published author, Dr. Ogu has written 6 transformational books on career growth, mentoring, and value creation, impacting professionals across different stages of their careers. He is a council member of the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management of Nigeria, CIPM, and holds multiple global HR certifications, including ACC, GTML, GPHR, SPHRI, PHRI, and SHRM-SCP. Beyond his professional achievements, he is deeply committed to family life as a proud husband and father of 3. Ladies and gentlemen, please make welcome with a round of applause Dr. Michael Ogu.
Thank you so much. That was thick. I don't know how else to say it. When I listen to Dr. Zogu's profile, I'm always inspired. This is just me saying it now to the public. I'm always like, man, I need to get this. I need to get this. I need to get this. And he knows anyways. So ladies and gentlemen, let's join me in giving warm welcome. If it's possible for you to stand up wherever you are. A warm welcome to our own very president, global president, Dr. Michael Ogu, as he takes us on the strategies for preventing career obsolescence. Thank you. You're welcome. You have the floor, Doctor.
Thank you so much, Omotola, and good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending where you are joining us from. It's a pleasure to be home. AHRP is very dear to my heart, and so I'd like to say a big thank you to everyone who has joined this call. I do not take it for granted, and I believe that over the next few minutes, we will learn from each other. And so this evening, we'll be looking at a very important topic, strategies for dealing with career obsolescence. And I'd like to start with a story. I used to have a friend, someone very dear to me. For lack of a better word, I would say that career obsolescence happened to him. So let me explain. As at the time when we graduated from the university, he graduated with a 3rd class. And by the time we finished youth service, I decided to further my education. We both took the master's degree form at Unilag, took the entrance examination. I passed, he did not pass. I encouraged him to take the form the following year, and it's been one excuses or the other. It's been a long while after that experience, and I can tell you for free, career-wise, he has not been able to find his feet. And so that's what happens to you when you enter a phase of obsolescence, where you are giving excuses for not wanting to push yourself further. And you will see that very soon when we talk about the 5 levels of career obsolescence. And I'd like to encourage everyone on the call, do not let your career get into obsolescence. You should never get to a point where you are no longer seen as valuable, you are no longer seen as useful, and you are no longer seen as relevant. So when we talk about career obsolescence, it's saying that your organization, your professional colleagues, all right, and of course, your peers don't see you as valuable, all right? Omotala, can I be seen now? My video is on. Please confirm that you can see me.
No.
And Prince, your hand is up.
No, I'm only seeing your background. So maybe
Yes.
you...
I was going to call your attention to the fact that your video wasn't up. Maybe it's the background or something. We can see the background, but we can't see your face.
Okay, so let me try to adjust that a second. Just hold on a bit.
We are seeing breeze. We are seeing the beach. Hopefully. Hopefully your head will just show up.
This is supposed to show. Wow, that's funny. Can you see my face now?
No, not yet.
Okay. Can you see my face?
Nope, not yet.
Is it showing now? Okay.
Yes.
My sincere apologies. My camera. Okay, so my camera was locked. Sorry.
Oh.
Locked. Okay.
All right,
so just hold on a second. Can you see me now?
Yes.
Okay, great.
With the background,
All right.
with Dr. Michael.
Okay. So career obsolescence is something that we must pay attention to. Your organization does not see you as valuable. Your peers do not see you as valuable. And of course, other professional colleagues do not see you as valuable. And career obsolescence has 2 legs. There is skills obsolescence, there is knowledge obsolescence, and we're going to talk about them in the course of the session. I like us to make it interactive. So please do not wait till the end of the presentation to drop your questions. I like to take the questions on the go, so that the learning is mutual, it's collaborative, it's something that will happen on the go. So when we talk about career obsolescence, like I said, 2 dimensions of career obsolescence: knowledge obsolescence, that means your knowledge is outdated. Skills obsolescence, it means your skills are outdated and they are no longer relevant. However, there are declining signs, there are warning signs, and we're going to see them shortly, all right, that we must pay attention to. And the warning signs are in the career obsolescence pyramid, or what I call the 5 levels of career obsolescence. So everyone, please pay attention. This slide is the most important slide in this presentation. Everyone starts by giving excuses, justifying why they could not do a thing, justifying why they could not go for that training. Oh, my organization did not sponsor me, so I don't have money to go. Justifying why they could not push themselves forward. And let me say this to everyone who is listening to me on the call: excuses are okay, but don't let excuses become the norm of your reality. Let me repeat myself. Excuses are okay, but do not let excuses become the norm of your reality. Where you are giving excuses for not pushing yourself, for not adding value, for not engaging in lifelong learning, you just realize that you get into a meeting and you cannot even speak the lingo of the people who are in the meeting. Now, when excuses is dismissed or not paid attention to, you move to level 2, which is complacency, which I call the I don't care attitude, where you don't care, you are just comfortable. All right. The truth is, at the complacency stage, you may even be earning well, oh, don't get me wrong. But the truth is, if you look deep within yourself, do people really see you as valuable? Are you seen as having the knowledge and skills and the behaviors that your organization can say you have premium knowledge, premium skills, and premium behaviors? From level 2, it moves to level 3, mediocrity, where people are beginning to pick errors in your work. And guess what? It will only take time. In fact, the distance or the time lag between level 3 and level 4 is not so much. When you hit level 4, people begin to describe you as incompetent. And if you get to level 4, if you notice you get to level 4, you can still make a U-turn. But the moment you hit level 5, you are going to need interventions to get you out of obsolescence. You just discover nobody is inviting you to those meetings you used to attend before. Nobody is seeking your counsel. And that's because you are now a victim of obsolescence. You don't have the knowledge, not just knowledge, premium knowledge. You don't have the skills, premium skills, and you don't have the behaviors to balance both. So these are the 5 levels of career obsolescence. So let's look at them one after the other. You know, when you look at excuses, it's all about deflecting blame. You know, you just deflect blame, or otherwise you rationalize poor performance. You avoid responsibility. Oh, my organization didn't give me 100,000 to attend that training. Do you know you can do pay small? If that training is important to your career, you will make room for it. Let me share a bit of my story. You know, and when I remember it, I smile. You will not believe that there was a time I used to drink Gary and Kuli just to save to attend certification training exams. There were times I also denied myself certain things. You see, there is the place of sacrifice if you are going to build an excellent career. Make no mistake. There would be days where I could afford certain things, but I denied myself those things because of the vision and the goals I had set for myself. Today, the story is different. How about complacency? You are just satisfied with your current level. You resist feedback. You don't want to grow. You have little or no ambition. At mediocrity, you're just operating below your potential. At incompetence, what then happens at incompetence? People begin to label you what you are not. And at obsolescence, you are seen as irrelevant. So we need to watch these 5 levels of, oh, Yinka, please send the kuli here. You know, I'm a fan of kuli. You know, I traveled, you know, the greater part of the northern states for a period. Went to Jigawa, went to Kano, went to Kaduna, went to Kogi. I think I've taught a lot of the northern states, and I can say with every sense of modesty, I loved their kuli and gari, you know, and of course the kunu drink. So at level 1, all right, don't give excuses. All right, you hear people say, I would have done it if this was provided. I would have done it if my organization had sent me the money. Or it's not my fault that I couldn't do it. You will soon know whose fault it is very soon. At level 2, at the complacency stage, you are satisfied with the status quo. You are disinterested in learning or improving yourself. All right. And at this level, take note, one of the things that troubles people at level 2 is what I call procrastination. And let me say this to everyone on the call. Motivation is good, but discipline trumps motivation any day, anytime. Let me repeat myself. Motivation is good, but discipline trumps motivation any day, anytime. And the truth is, to build a successful career, you need both, but you need discipline in greater amounts. You want to write SHRM SCP, Guess what? SHRM SCP, almost 17 modules, 4 big books. Nobody will tell you to make sacrifices to read, though. By the time you procrastinate and your exam date is nearing, nobody will tell you to reset your brain. I hear what I'm saying. So discipline trumps motivation any day, any time. And I can say to everyone, you have what it takes to build an excellent career, but do not let complacency get in the way. Don't let complacency get in the way. And of course, at the level of mediocrity, you're not stretching yourself anymore. You've lost your competitive edge. You've lost your competitive edge. That's why you're now overlooked for leadership positions. You're overlooked for promotional opportunities. You know, I say to people, and I say this a lot, see, you cannot remove the place of being excellent in what you do. You cannot remove it, oh. You cannot remove it. If you are not excellent, then you are mediocre. I may sound harsh this evening, no apologies. If you are not excellent, then you are mediocre. You cannot be in between. So ask yourself, are you excellent or are you mediocre? You answer that question. Are you excellent or are you mediocre? How about level 4? You begin to lose your edge. You are now seen as incompetent. Before, you will spot an error in a report before it's submitted to the board. At that level, you no longer care. And then what happens? In a board meeting, people are spotting errors in your work. It will only take time before it impacts your reputation and your credibility. And lastly, at obsolescence stage, you just discover you've hit a plateau. You've hit a cliff. You can no longer move forward. And dear colleagues, I hope and I pray that we will not hit obsolescence, because if you hit obsolescence, it will take a lot of effort to recover. So a word of caution to everyone. Omotola, please help me read what is on the slide. This is a word of caution to everyone on the call. Omotola, please help me read it out.
A word of caution. Each level is a warning signal, an invitation to course correct that should not be ignored. When you catch yourself in the excuses zone, act decisively. Don't wait for complacency to set in. Break the chain early to preserve your relevance, impact, and success.
Thank you so much, Omotola. So let's discuss this slide. Prince, I'd like to start with you. Prince, what do you think is the message I'm preaching on this slide, Prince? Is Prince with us? Okay, while I wait for Prince, I need volunteers on the call. Who is bold enough to tell me the message I'm preaching on this slide?
Hi, Emma, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead, Prince. Thank you so much, Prince.
All right, so basically it's a case of don't wait until you get to the complacency stage, right? Once you find yourself at the early stages, so the most important thing is we should self-evaluate our career trajectory at every stage. Self-evaluate to be sure that you are not in the exclusive stage. And if you find yourself there, it's important to take action immediately, right? Immediate action, decisive action needs to be taken to ensure you do not go from level 1 to 2 to 3, and before you know it, you're in the obsolescence stage. So self-evaluation is very, very important. Thank you.
Prince, you were just so spot on. So lesson one from this slide, and as shared by Prince, and as I quote him, we must self-evaluate every stage of our career. Thank you so much, Prince. So on point. Franca Azaka. Franca, good evening, and you have the floor.
Good evening, everyone. Just like what Prince said now, it says self-evaluate. I discovered recently that I've not been putting in much effort into my task as a manager of my place. And as I self-evaluated myself, I had to sit myself down and talk to myself that I don't want to get to a point where I'll be procrastinating or that will lead to mediocrity. So I'm working on that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Franca. Omotola, can you help me read the comments in the chat? We have one from Biremo Olufemi and Obebe Emmanuel. If they can unmute and share, that would be great. I would love to hear people's voices. But Omotola, go ahead.
Biremo Olufemi said, strive for mastery despite the inconveniences. And Emmanuel says, continuous learning.
Fantastic. So we have 3 more lessons. The second lesson from Biremo. Franca just re-echoed what Prince said. And then, of course, Emmanuel said continuous learning. Thank you so much, gentlemen. I would still love to hear more people on the call.
Good evening, everybody. This is Mr. Victor.
Go ahead.
Yes, I want to re-emphasize on what my colleague just said, continuous learning. This is actually going to give credit also to what Mr. Prince said. By the time you evaluate yourself and you actually give yourself an objective result, you see everybody has lapses. Everybody has an illusion of comfort. So don't be too comfortable that you do not push yourself.
Again, Victor, I love that word, the illusion of comfort. Can you retake it again?
Yes, please. Everybody has that illusion of comfort. You see, so anytime you find yourself in that zone through self-evaluation, you push to go further through continuous learning. So it's like I'm just trying to laud both what Mr. Prince, my chairman, and my other colleague also said. So this is actually a very, very insightful page if you would pay attention to each and every verb and word in this. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Victor. Chinedu, I'll call you shortly. Please, can we stop writing on the screen, please? Momotola and Prince, I don't know if we can check the meeting settings. Can we disable people from writing on the screen? All right, Chinedu, please go ahead. You have the floor, Chinedu.
Okay. Thank you very much, Doctor, for this very impactful section. I must say that this section actually touched me in a very special way. For me, I think my takeout from this meeting is that, one, being a HR leader, I would say that, first of all, I cannot say I'm a leader if I don't have the capacity to lead myself, to self-correct myself, to put myself in check all the time, to always know that whatever I say, whatever I do is a reflection of my credibility as a person. Now, starting from the mails you send as someone who is working in an organization, to how you relate with people, to how you solve problems, it speaks a volume of what you do. And this kind of things leaves prints in so many people's mind that make them, have perceptions of who you are. So for me, take out of this meeting is that, one, this is a call to action for every professional to, first of all, if you see yourself coming from the point of excuse to a point of maybe being complacent, never get to the point where you become a mediocre. Now, from the point of excuse, it's always like something that people are never aware of, especially when you are making excuses for some things. I'm not going to lie to you. Most times, somebody like me, I'm not even aware, but I will be making that excuse subconsciously. I'm not even aware that I'm making those excuses, and I will feel comfortable, and that is where the danger comes. Because you make those excuses and you feel comfortable making them, you procrastinate something you're supposed to do now, you shift it to tomorrow, then from tomorrow it becomes never. So it's something that this particular session has really reminded me that in as much as the fact that you set a course of action, you say you're going to do this, you must follow through. And following through now builds a self-awareness and self-culture that helps you to lead in any capacity you are called to lead. Thank you very much, sir, and I sincerely appreciate it.
Chinedu, let's just hand the session over to you because you have already spoken to the next few slides. Thank you so much. So spot on. Israel and Piton, go ahead, Israel.
All right, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
For this section, it has actually opened my eyes because earlier this week I had a conversation with some of us and we were discussing this exact thing. And say is that in as much as we are talking about self-evaluation, it is best that we understand that we don't live in self-deception. Because if you can deceive yourself, even when you are evaluating yourself, you might still be living in self-deception. Because there's a very thin line between you deceiving yourself and you being able to tell yourself the truth. That is where I want to actually chip it in, because a lot of us, especially mid-level professionals and entry-level professionals, we all live in the deception that okay, it's because of this, because of that. Even though we are trying to put in effort, but we live in this self-deception that okay, I should be able to get this. And the major thing I'm just trying to put out is that in as much as we are looking at self-evaluation, we should also look into not being able to tell ourselves the truth. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much, Israel. All right. Let me read some comments in the chat box, and then we take the other people who raise their hands. Israel said, avoid self-deception. He has spoken to that. Tonwa Jiboye says, another lesson is not to give excuses, even when the task is tedious. Be relevant to perform beyond expectations. Thank you so much, Tom. Judith Wanji says, don't wait till you hit a career block because more knowledge equals greater power. Thank you so much, Judith. Thank you so much. Gabriel Precious says, this is impactful, a word I really need at this point in my life. I need to be my own accountability partner. All right, it's good to be aware, and thank you so much for sharing. All right, Ayodele says many are in self-denial. All right, so how then do we deal with career obsolescence? There are 7 strategies for dealing with career obsolescence. So I'm going to call some of the people who have contributed so that we will make it collaborative learning. And that's how I flow in AHRP, because I believe that even though I'm here to facilitate learning, I'm here to learn from everyone as well, So it would be nice to hear from everyone. So Ajoke, it's good you raised your hand. Ajoke, just go ahead and speak to point number 1 on the slides. Ajoke, you have the floor.
Good evening, Doctor. Good evening, everybody. In cultivating intellectual humility, what I do is I look at the profiles of people that are in places where I think I want to be, where I'm aiming to be in my career in HR. I notice some of the skill sets that they have, and I mirror it against what I have currently, so I know what I don't have. And then I also tend to look at senior level vacancies, C-suite vacancies, and I look at the skills that they're asking for, and I go back to mirror what I don't have. So continuously, I'm looking at my skill gaps, and that is what determines what I'm studying part-time. I'm on Allison today looking at HR analytics all over again. And I'm saying to myself that, okay, even if my company doesn't have board meetings every 3 months, I will still make sure that I prepare a board level reports every 3 months and have it ready so that I'm practicing and getting myself ready. So that is what I do currently. And that's what I'll say is my own means of intellectual humility, knowing that I don't know it and looking at those that have it and seeing how I can get to be like them. Thank you, Doctor.
Wow, Ajoke, you guys in HRP, you are very good. Maybe I'll no longer be facilitating sessions. I'll just be bringing all of you to just share knowledge. All right, thank you so much, Ajoke. Spot on. All right. So I'm going to call on Femi Biremo. I hope he can speak where he is. Biremo Oluwafemi, talk to us on point number 2, embrace lifelong learning.
Good evening, Doctor. Good evening,
Good
everyone.
evening.
This is a very interesting topic that speaks to everybody, and I want to thank you very much, sir, for bringing this up. Point number 2, embrace lifelong learning. It's simple. There's a saying that we all know: the day you stop learning, that's
that.
So our learning process, our learning should be lifelong, should be continuous. Just like the first ladies talked about, you have to be humble about it. It's not something that you are proud of, that you want to begin to bragado, as some people will say. So you have to make it something that you have set as a goal before yourself at every stage. Nobody knows everything, and you can't know everything. So it has to be continuous at every point in time. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much, Femi Biremo. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing. Fumilola Taiwo, my friend and sister. Fumi, thank you for joining the call. Can you speak to us on point number 3, Fumilola Taiwo? And Dr. Lizzie, please get ready for number 4. So Fumilola Taiwo, over to you. I hope she can hear me. Or has she dropped off? Okay, she's still on the call. Fumi Taiwo, are you there? Okay, while we wait for Fumi Taiwo, I'd like to hear from one of my friends, Adebisi Oshodi. Adebisi, good evening. Can you please talk to us on point number 3? And Dr. Lizzie, get ready for point number 4. Adebisi, good evening to you. Adebisi, we can't hear you if you are.
Good evening, Dr.
Good evening. How are you today?
I'm fine, are you?
I'm awesome.
Nice
I'm
to
awesome.
hear from you today.
Same here.
Okay, so point number 3, continuously seek and implement feedback. This is very key. This is a way for you to even keep doing self-evaluation. Is very key. There's a saying that goes, none of us is as good as all of us. And if you don't get feedback from, and the feedback needs to be from both top and bottom, you need to understand that in fact your direct reports are very key to giving you feedback. That's if you are willing to also receive those feedback as well, while you also try as much as possible to get feedback from your line managers as well. Then at the same time, self-evaluation, personal self-evaluation, it's very important. Many a times we know what's right from what is wrong. When we do all of those things, it's important we have a reflection of it, what you've done. Okay, so you have an issue with your direct reports, maybe because you were upset, and you get home, you reflect on it. Was I right? What did I do? Was I right? And the ability to take to that correction and giving corrective measure would help a lot. So this is very key, very key.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing. Dr. Lizzie Okie, over to you. Talk to us about number 4. Thank you, Dr. Lizzie. Is Dr. Lizzie on the call? Okay, so let me hear from some of my mentees on the call. I can see Sheung Macaulay. Oh, her audio is not there. Sheung, can you unmute? Okay, I also see another mentee of mine, Sheung Famakinwa. Sheung, good evening to you. Can you talk to us about point number 4?
Good evening, Doctor. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Thank you. Thank you for this brilliant and wonderful session. I was trying to see if I need to say anything. Yes, networking strategically. I think that's a very, very important strategy. Like, one thing that me to do is to see how I can speak to the right people when I'm in any dilemma or in any situation. Now, when we say networking strategically, that means you're not just connecting, and you understand that networking is something that you don't start when you need people. It's something that you start that is a future investment, right? You understand the fact that you are on a career path and you need to have invested, because it's a two-way thing. You have to give before you receive, right? Just as little as how are you doing today, sir? It will go a long way. Where do you want to be? What's your future goal? Who are those that have already been there? How do you connect? How do you learn from them? Who are the people that you are speaking to? Do they have the right information that you need part time? Is really important. So I think that would also help you to understand where you are part time, evaluate yourself, and know what you need to do at every point in time. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sheon. Prince, I see your comments, so I'm just laughing here. Networking is not for when you need urgent 2K. All right, let me hear from my friend and brother, Olarinwaju William. Larry, good evening to you. Can you talk to us about number 5, Larry?
Okay, good evening, all. I say good evening because I'm from Lagos, from Nigeria at the moment. So when we say cross-skill, upskill, reskill, and expert skill yourself, in a nutshell, it's if you look at it with point number 2, they are actually intertwined. What it means is that you are not satisfied with the status quo. Peradventure, you've been doing things in a particular manner. You are looking at it. Are there ways I can do it better? Are there ways that the future is looking at before, so that you don't get caught up at the level you are and then you're obsolete? So it actually means you look at it from every point of view, from people that are underneath you. Are there things you can learn from them, from people that are ahead, from if you're in an organization that is multi-generational? Are there things you can pick from other generations? Are there things that you can pick from your own generations? So just make sure that you are not static. And one thing about all this topic is that if I begin to talk about it, you will see that they are actually intertwined. As I'm talking about this, something is coming to me about point 6. I'm sorry, but I don't want to take another person.
Go ahead with point 6. So I'll just call someone else to talk about 7. Go ahead.
Okay, so if you say growth mindset, for example, now, if you want to plant a maize, you don't just, because you have put the seed in the soil and leave it there. Even before even doing that, you need to prepare the ground. Okay, so growth mindset is saying that the moment you put the seed in soil, you have to water, you need to weed where necessary. So this is what we can apply to our lives. Are there things that we know, that are holding us back, that, we not allow us to get to the level of growth we anticipate? Are there any moment we need to water? Maybe it can be in terms of you need to attend this training, you need to upskill you. So you just have to, these are things you cannot just joke with if you want to get to the level and not get out of to be obsolete. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Larry. Let me call one of my mentees now. I hope he can unmute. Oluwaseun Macaulay. Seun, can you unmute your mic now? Okay. All right. Let's hear from Oluwashola Elegbede. Shola, can you talk to us about point number 7? Hello, Shola, are you there? Or is there anyone on the call who is comfortable talking to us about point number 7? I want the learning process to be collaborative. Most often times, it sticks better rather than me doing all the talking. And for those of us who facilitate a lot, know that collaborative learning is way, way better than facilitator-led only learning. So is there anyone on the call?
Okay, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Victor. Thank you so much, Victor. Go ahead.
Yes, good evening, guys. Good evening, Doc. Thanks for this approach to learning. This is actually lovely. Very. So at least everybody gets to bring in their own ideas, and then we still hear from the boss yourself. So I would talk on optimistic attitude. Well, from what my senior colleague just said, I will dive in from the growth mindset to optimistic attitude. You see, when you have a growth mindset, you cannot afford a pessimistic attitude, because growth is positive, growth is forward looking, you see. So when you want to go forward, you definitely need the can do, this is possible attitude, and that's what you actually need in this system, in trying to avoid career obsolescence. You need that I can do it, it's possible mentality. Negative energy is very contagious. It's very, very serious. That's the language of the universe, energy. So when you have the positive energy, and just like energy, it goes out, it connects with like energy and comes back to you. So when you say, an example of energy, when you say, I don't want to fail, is different from I want to pass. They're two different things. The key word in these two statements is what the energy will take, what the universe will take out. I don't want to fail is actually the key word there, the key verb is fail. You see that? So that's what you're sending out. You're talking fail. I don't want to fail. I don't want to fail. I want to pass. The key word is pass. You see? So having an optimistic mindset leads you to sending out positive energy into the universe, and positive energy would connect with positive circumstances, and that is exactly what would come back to you. So it's always great, it's always good to have an optimistic energy, optimistic attitude. I can do it. It is possible. We can do it. I'm not a negative. I don't believe in it's not possible at all. It's not even, it's funny. I knew I was going to be one amongst the people that would say something on this. I knew I was actually hoping for the growth mindset, because I have a company, 21st growth mindset. You see, and that's why 21st growth mindset, you actually know that you need to grow. You see that? So knowing that, I actually put out, I know it's going to happen, and it is happening now. I am actually the person talking on one of these things. That's just an example of an optimistic attitude. If you can't take this as an example, then I don't think there's any other explanation. When you know you can do it, you want it bad enough, you make effort. So when the opportunity presented itself, who is going to? Mean that I've been thinking that I'll be one among the persons that will talk here, and then the opportunity is presenting. I've not been called. Yes, okay, you have not been called, but the opportunity is presenting itself. Who is going to talk on this? What am I going to do? I will not sit down and wait for you to call me again. There's no louder name than Victor right now saying who is going to talk about this. So I jumped on it. That is what I'm saying. One, you need to have the mentality that is going to happen. And when the opportunity presents itself, you hop on it. You don't wait any further. That is what I can say about an optimistic attitude. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you so much, Victor. Thank you so much. Spot on. I love your energy. Juliet Kekboro. Juliet, are you on the call? I love to hear your voice, Juliet. Can you hear me, Juliet? Calling for Juliet Kekboro. Juliet, are you on the call?
Yes, I'm on the call. Good evening, sir.
All right. Good evening, Juliet. So I'd love to hear your vanilla voice one more time. Can you read the summary in blue for us and tell us what I'm trying to say with the summary? So over to you, Juliet. Read it first, then tell us what I'm trying to say with that summary.
Okay. All right. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, doctor. The most successful professionals integrate these strategies into their daily routines rather than treating them as occasional activities. This creates a continuous cycle of adaptation and growth that keeps them ahead of the obsolescence curve rather than merely reacting to it. Okay. So what I believe this is saying is that these strategies have been listed, right, from number 1 to 7, are what we need to add or imbibe into our daily routines, right? Every day as a professional, every day that you wake up, these should be what you hold on to. And in doing that, you're able to create like, how do I put it? Like a continuous cycle, as the word is used here, right? That keeps you ahead, that keeps you prevent you from, getting to a point where you're like, you're hitting a career pivot and you don't know what to do, right? It keeps you ahead of the curve. It helps to prepare you for anything at all that will show up, right, in your career journey. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Ajoke says, when you want it bad enough, you go for it. Sheil Macaulay says, my background is noisy. All right. Thank you for providing clarity. Sheil. So Sheil says on number 7, optimism is more than just a positive feeling. It's a powerful strategy for staying relevant. When we choose to maintain an optimistic attitude, we face change with courage instead of fear. Challenges become opportunities, not roadblocks. Optimism is not ignoring problems, it's choosing to focus on solutions. Thank you so much, Oluwaseun Macaulay. There is no other one who would have just brought more spice to it. All right. So as I get set to close, for those who attend my sessions a lot, like I've said, I do my style of facilitation is collaborative learning. It's collaborative. I don't do all the talking in my sessions. All right. So as we get set to wrap up, so that we can take questions if there will be, and then I hand over back to Omotola. Let's get to the conclusion. We've looked at what career obsolescence is all about. We've looked at the 5 levels of career obsolescence. We've looked at the 7 strategies to dealing with career obsolescence. Now we are about descending from into the conclusion. So I would like to call on Prince. Prince, one more time, you will oblige me to take us through the conclusion. Over to you, Prince.
Good day, Doctor. You want me to read it?
Yes,
right?
read it out. Read it with that your what's that your voice again, Prince? Your chocolatey velvety voice. So give it to us in that tone.
Career obsolescence is real.
Yeah.
Take charge of your future. In today's fast evolving world of work, career obsolescence is a real and pressing threat. The skills, knowledge, and mindsets that brought you this far may not be enough to take you further. Start by honestly assessing your current position on the career obsolescence pyramid. Are you growing, stagnant, or at risk of becoming professionally irrelevant? Now is the time to act. Make a firm commitment to lifelong learning, skills enhancement, and agile adaptability. The future belongs to those who are willing to evolve, retool, and stay ahead of the curve. Stay curious, learn something new every day. Adapt proactively to trends and technological shifts. Your future relevance and professional value depend on the decisions you make today. Don't wait for the change to force your hand. Embrace change intentionally to remain visible, valuable, and viable in today's dynamic workforce. The only constant in life is change. Heraclitus, take action now. Invest in yourself and future-proof your career.
Thank you so much, Prince. Ladies and gentlemen, in closing, what I have done for you guys is to summarize volumes 1, 2, and 3 of my recent series, the Career Surge Trilogy series. If you have not gotten your copies, you are doing yourself a disservice, honestly speaking, because in the Career Surge Trilogy series, I demystify the concept of career obsolescence, and I put in your hands strategic tools to help you not only overcome career obsolescence, but to become that career professional that people will be willing to place a premium on. And having gotten to the C-suite, I can tell you for free that I have what it takes not only talk about this subject from a standpoint of influence and credibility, but also from a standpoint from someone who has engaged C-level executives, board members, investors, and I understand their thinking. So you want to experience a search, get your copies of Career Search. You can always reach out to me, or you can get them on my website, www.michaelogu.com. All right. So what I've done is a crash course for everyone in AHRP and those who have attended today's session on the summary of volumes 1, 2, and 3 of Career Search. Of course, again, I've written other books apart from the Career Search trilogy series, Managing Your Talent for Value and Visibility, Getting Mentoring Right, which is a book on understanding mentoring, and of course, Anchored, a book on soft skills. So you want to ensure that you are that professional that will get the recognition of other people, particularly your leaders, both local and international recognition. Career Search are the books you need to be reading now. Please feel free to connect with me on all my social media handles: LinkedIn, Dr. Michael Ogu, YouTube, at the Michael Ogu, also on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. That's my email address. And to get your copies, you can also reach out to me one-on-one or purchase them from my website. I'd like to say thank you to everyone who has attended this session. I hope you got value. I hope you got insights that will cause a change in your career. I'd like to hand the session back to Omotola to coordinate Q&A if there are before we wrap up. Omotola, good evening once again, and over to you.
Thank you so much, Doctor. That was very, very, very detailed and very relatable. I'm super sure a lot of us would relate to all of the points in the session, the 5 levels. I mean, I feel that we all need to, at every point, check on ourselves, check if you are there, if you are tending towards there, or you're just not sure. Please get a feedback so that can help you to assess where you are, and then you can move. Take action immediately. Take action immediately. Thank you so much, Doctor. That was thought-provoking. Thank you. So, my people, I hope you are doing well. Hope you're enjoying the session. Do you have questions? Is there anything that you feel, oh, I need clarity on this? Is there anything you want to say? Even if it's you want to add to what has been said earlier, please raise up your hand, okay? And then I will give you the honors to, if you can speak, fine. But if you can't speak, then please put it in the chat box. I will be glad to read it out to everyone. And Doctor is here to give us the right answer to it. Anyone? I have a question here, but I'm still available if you can put up your raise your hand button, we can use it. So, Doctor, there's a question here from Oluwaseun Makoli. Okay, Prince, are you saying something?
Yeah, I was calling attention to the question from Shane.
Yeah, I saw it right. Thank you. What is the difference between false positivity and genuine optimism in leadership communication? I said, I go again. What is the difference between false positivity and genuine optimism in leadership communication?
That's an intriguing question, Sean. So I will I'll give you the clear difference. And Sean, you know me, the teacher doesn't reveal all their tricks. So you will see everything about that question in volume 3 of Career Search. But having said that, let me tell you what the difference is. It's trust, all right? Trust and credibility. And I'd like everyone on this call to go and look for the book, The Trusted Advisor. If you are mid-level, dealing with a lot of senior people, or you are a senior person, or you report to a CEO and you deal with a lot of senior people, go and read that book, The Trusted Advisor. All right. The difference between those two forms of communication, is in trust and credibility. All right. One is forced, the other one is born out of trust that has been earned over time. All right. And when people know that you are credible and trustworthy, they will see the genuineness in your communication, and they will pick the energy and the optimism in what you are saying. And let me say this, all right? I'm a C-suite executive, and I can tell you, people know when you are deceiving them. They know. They know when you are being diplomatic and when you are running away from saying the bad news or saying what the reality is. All right. So people know when we are sincere and when we are genuine. All right. So I would say the difference, the major difference, is trust and credibility. All right. So that's it basically, Shehu Macaulay.
Yeah, I think there's no other question here. However, if you have any question and you can unmute yourself, please. You have the floor. Just raise up your hand and then I can allow you to read and to speak. Also, someone has requested if you can share your slides. Ruth Epo asks if it's possible to share your slide as well, Doctor.
Omozola, you know what the answer is? It's intellectual property. So if you were not in the session, then sorry. So you can always go and watch the replay. All right. So that's it.
Okay, so I have a question, sir. With technology evolving rapidly, I mean, how can HR future-proof their skills to remain indispensable? I know you've mentioned a whole lot of things in terms of ensuring that you are there and you're assessing, I mean, self-assessment and all of it. But as an HR, is there, what we need to do to ensure that, okay, we are aligned with the future proof of the skills that we have, especially for organizations and as we move in our career?
Yeah, that's a brilliant question, Omotola. And I would say that technology, AI, has come to stay. And AI is not going to take our jobs, but AI is going to take the jobs of people who don't know how to use AI. Pretty much now, Omotola, AI can write an employee handbook. AI can write an SOP. AI can do anything. What you now need to do is to humanize AI. I use AI a lot, all right? I use AI a lot. In fact, I have 6 to 7 of them that I open, from ChatGPT to DeepSeek to Meta AI to Gemini to Claude AI to Microsoft Copilot to Hugging Chat and all of that. I use them. And I use the variance of the information they give me to spool into a common ground. Do you know that recently I wanted to rewrite our handbook? I just dropped it in Claude. Claude gave me a brand new handbook. I only needed to contextualize it. And I often say to HR people, start acquiring tech skills. Don't be afraid of acquiring tech skills. Be tech savvy. Get business analytics skills, get data analytics skills and all of that. This is the future. You can plug in you see, and I'm happy. I don't know who was saying she's been doing a lot of board reports and getting ready. To that person, well done. Beyond putting a report together, what you see, let me say this to everyone on the call. Board members are not looking at your data. What board members are looking for are the insights from the data. What unique insights can you give them that they are not seeing in the data? That is what will make them listen to you. All right? A few weeks ago, I took 2 of my managers, the manager for one of the subsidiary and the manager on another one, and I said they will follow me to go and present to the board. I've been doing all the presentations. So I said no. So I called the committee chairman of the committee I report. I said, sir, I would love members of my team who work with me on this assignment to make the presentation. He said, fine, Dr. Ogo, that's fine. So they joined me on the call. As they were presenting the report, they were firing them questions. I was helping them with answers in our group chat. Answer it like this, answer it like that. When we finished, they were thanking me for giving them that opportunity to present to board members, because they were asking for insights, not the numbers they were seeing on the reports. So please, to everyone, you can use AI to enhance your value and the unique contributions you bring to the table. So that would be my response, Omotola.
All right. Sheon also asked, does trust and credibility apply also in this case? Just in relation to the first question she had asked, or is there more? In what ways can HR leaders model optimism during times of organizational change or uncertainty? And how can HR create structures or programs that reinforce a culture of optimism across departments?
So Sharon just wants to pick my brain for free. It's okay, pick my brain this evening. It's not every time you have the opportunity to pick my brain. So yes, Sharon, the answer will still remain trust and credibility. They are at the core. And maybe add a third one, or maybe just add two others, integrity and then empathy. All right. So that you will now remember it in an acronym I call CITE, C-I-T-E, credibility, integrity, trust, and empathy. And let me say this to everyone on the call. When we were having the conference, I talked about accountability with compassion when I was talking about the treat model to being a human-centric leader. And let me say this to everyone on the call. Like I said, when you are deceiving people, people will know. When you are not being forthright, employees know. All right. So you need to ensure that beyond credibility and trust, you have integrity and empathy. You see, these four things, they are part of the missing elements of core HR leaders today. And we must begin to re-imbibe this thing. So, Sheon Macaulay, I'm happy. Of course, you have direct access to me. You have my personal number. You can always reach out. But to everyone on the call, please, please, and please, you see, leadership is not something you arrive at overnight. I say to people, before you become a good leader, you must become a good follower. If you have never followed someone or served someone before, and you can quote me anywhere, you will not make a great leader. Because you see, it's in serving that these four things are forged. Character is forged. Integrity is forged. All right, trust is forged. Empathy is forged. Particularly if you have a positive role model who has optimism at their core. So I'll keep it at that, and we'll take it off from there. So Omotola, back to you.
All right, thank you so much, sir. I love your response to that. One last question, and this is relating to the mid-level HR. I mean, I know that a lot of us want to know what they need to do. Sorry, I wrote it down somewhere, so I'm looking for it. Okay, so for mid-level positioners who has talk, what practical steps can they take immediately to reinvent themselves? I mean, I know that maybe not all of us, so some of us are in the mid-level, and then we want to know, what can we do?
Omotola, all right. So I will give you people one slide free of charge, and that will be the last slide that I will just give free of charge, because like I said, they are all intellectual property. But then again, let me just share with you, because I believe that it will add value to everyone who is on the call. So give me a moment to share my screen, and Omotola, you will read verbatim what is on the slide, because you are not asking me about reinventing yourself. And reinventing yourself, really, Omotola, is all about facilitating personal transformation. So there's a framework I developed called the 4-arrow framework. You want to move from where you are to where you ought to be. It's the 4-arrow. So Omotola, quickly walk us through the 4 arrows. That's the mode for personal transformation. So walk us through it, and then I'll add 1 or 2 cents, and then we can close. So over to you, Omotola.
So we have on the screen facilitating your personal transformation, which has the 4 R's: reflection, reposition, recreation, and recalibration. The reflection is the first step in your personal transformation because change begins with awareness. It is the act of pausing, stepping back, deeply examining your life, values, actions, and outcomes. Reflections allows you to ask yourself the hard questions. And then we move to reposition, right? Transformation is incomplete if you remain in the wrong.
The other is, hold on, Omotola. The other is reflection, recalibration, recreation, and repositioning. So go ahead now.
Okay. So the second step, let me quickly run through the first step. Reflection is the first step in personal transformation because change begins with awareness. It is the act of pausing, stepping back, and deeply examining your life, values, actions, and outcomes. Reflections allows you to ask yourself the hard question. The second step, which is recalibration, means adjusting, fine-tuning, and realigning your life with your purpose, values, and goals. Once you have reflected on your current situations, you must intentionally reset your priorities and recalibrate your habits. The third step, which is recreation, is the process of reinventing yourself. Embody the change you've envisioned. Embodying the change you've envisioned. It is not cosmetic, but transformational, involving growth in the skills, the mindset, and lifestyle. This is where your reflection and recalibration translate into visible sustainable change. And lastly, transformation is incomplete if you remain in the wrong environment. No brainer. Repositioning is about strategically placing yourself professionally, relationally, or geographically in the context that amplify your growth and opportunities. It is stepping into arenas that match your new identity and potential.
So, Omotola, have I answered your question with this model now?
Yeah, please. Let me quickly screen. I need to snap this.
You can screen grab.
Yes.
Ruth, as a matter of principle, Ruth, I do not share my slides, Ruth. All right, I've already spoken to it. It's my personal intellectual property. All right, so that's why I encourage people to attend my sessions when I have the opportunity to facilitate. So I will not be sharing my slides, but most of the things I've said are already in my books. You would do yourself a favor to get those books because they are full with models. And I've unpacked a lot of things in those 3 books that will guarantee you success in your career. Having risen to a C-suite level, I think I have the credibility, all right, and the influence to teach you a few tricks that will get you to the top. If not for any reason, for that reason alone, that I have already gotten to the C-suite, that is enough credibility to teach you a few tricks. So Ruth, I will not be sharing my slides, okay? If you want to screen grab and all of that, but I will not be sharing my slides. All right, so Omotola, I hope I've answered your question with this model.
Yes.
All right, fantastic.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the session. We are most grateful on behalf of the Board of Trustees, the Global Advisory Council, the Management Committee, the Learning and Capacity Development Committee. We want to express our profound gratitude to Dr. Emma. Thank you so much for taking our time. It's very, 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 very infinity, very insightful, and I did personally appreciate this nuggets, the point, the slides, everything. It is a moment for me to reflect on where I am, where I need to go to, and where I need to be, rather. Thank you so much, everyone. So on the final note, as we're trying to wrap up the session, we have another reminder on our end of the year party, and then we have the chairman of the committee, Dr. Lizzie. Please, are you here to come and share light, 1 or 2 things you want us to know, how you need to boogie, what dress you need to wear? Do I need to wear my cargo pants? Do I need my red sneakers? Please, we are up. Come and talk to us.
Omotola. There's no need to wear cargo pants. Don't worry, we will let you know.
What will I wear? That's what makes me free. That's it. I will just be there.
You know, say thank you to Emidira. You only say thank you to Board of Committee, Learning and Development. Emidira, that's
even told people to
I don't understand. It's learning and capacity development team, please. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. And thank you, Dr. Michael Ogu. That was a masterclass. Thank you. If anyone missed this class, they should just go and listen, because there are some people you see on the flyer, you just say you don't want to miss their session, and you are one of them. No wonder we'll call you the global president. Thank you so much. Thank you. And so back to our end of year party. Hey, I am dancing. I am, the way Omotola just hyped the whole thing. This is the very first ever end of the year party of AEHRP. And I know you do not want to miss it. This is the inaugural party we're going to be having, the first ever. And when AEHRP puts its leg into something, that we are not joking.